I wanted to share why I'm doing these surveys with senior and C-suite women to find out what stops them from doing their best work. I'm doing it because I had a personal experience. A few years before I started my business, I worked for a large San Francisco law firm. And I chose the job because of the particular boss, and then she changed. And I ended up with somebody who was really awful. Enormous amounts of criticism, a lot of really passive aggressive, not really being straight with me, sort of smiling around things and then saying something sort of off base. I got chosen for jury duty, which honestly was a huge relief. And it was a criminal trial, so I was out for 2 months or 6 weeks, long time anyway. She made me do double time sheets. She just made life difficult because she was angry that I was out on jury duty. And over the weeks of working with her, the months of working with her, my anxiety got higher, my confidence got lower. I'd leave work, but I couldn't stop thinking about work. I started dreading going in the next day. It was affecting my ability to focus on the work that I needed to be doing. And it was really painful. I was sad. I was losing a sense of my own abilities in some ways, even though I knew that that was ridiculous. Like I knew it was her, but it was still impacting me. And I got to the point finally where I decided I was going to quit. And I remember walking down the hallway, and it took me weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe months to even get to this point, because I knew early on. I remember walking down the hallway with the resignation letter in my hand, and I was just outside her office. And there was this, I felt like it was literally an invisible wall of fear that I sort of hit up against right before I got to her office. It was after hours, it was evening times, and nobody was around. And she couldn't see me at this point, but I was just stopped by this wall. And my heart was pounding. I was so scared. So I turned around and I went back in the opposite direction. And I went round the corner and I sort of reevaluated, and I was breathing, and I was trying to sort of find my sense of truth inside myself, which was hard with all the heart beating and the blood like racing through my body and just my brain off on all the stories. But it became like a survival thing for me in some ways. Like I knew I had to get out. Took a breath, went back around and handed her the letter. And then I was out of there within whatever period of time that was. But when I look back on the amount of time and how hard that was for me to move forwards into my next professional decision, to get myself out of something that was really toxic. And sometimes we're in things that aren't actually toxic. We just have to voice more. We have to ask for what we need. We have to sort through it in a different way. So the answer isn't always to leave, but sometimes the answer is to leave. But the general idea is to not get stuck, because we have power, whether it's the power to make a change and move ourselves in a different direction, or the power to behaviorally change something where we are. We have that power. And when we don't exercise it, it takes a toll on our confidence, because we make up stories and we're not, if I'm not speaking up and asking for what I want, or speaking to a dynamic something that I see is happening, or something that I need in order to do my job well, if I don't speak up and ask for that, I'm going to internalize that, because I'm not going to get it. My confidence is going to go down. I'm not going to be able to do my job as well. So there's this way that not being in our power and not making clear choices bites us in the ass. And I have so many conversations with women about this kind of struggle. These are my clients. These are women in leadership roles who really want to make some kind of change and aren't sure how to do it, because it's complicated. It's not just about knowing what you want. It's having a strategy to move towards it. It's having the confidence to know that you can go and do something new and that it will work out. Or if it doesn't, you've got a plan B. You'll be okay. There's a lot of factors. Maybe you've got a partner at home. Maybe there's a financial component. There's a lot of layers to these to sort through when you want to make a meaningful career shift or professional change at work. So I'm really wanting to serve more women, and I know that if I do this survey, I think I already know what this survey is going to show me in terms of the results. But what I want to do is have something that I can offer so that a lot more women who are in these positions have something and they have their experience normalized. Because if any of you are like me, I was in that job, I thought it was me. Part of me thought it was me. And that everyone else around me looked like they were doing just fine. So why was I the one that was struggling with this human? Turns out I wasn't, but we tend to do that. So that's why I'm doing this survey. So if you know anybody that checks the boxes on the demographics that I'm looking to, please forward this. It'll be a short 20-minute conversation, and it could really make a difference in the lives of some of the women that read this or who contribute to this. We need to start normalizing these experiences that we're having and empowering one another to go, oh, okay, this isn't right, and there are things that I can do, and what are they? I'm going to start making a move towards a better place for myself.